welcome to my first video review. As you can see, the figure that I'm about to review is none other than the newly released Mastermind Creations Carnifex, the 17th figure in their reformatted line. This is actually the first review I've ever done, so please excuse any hiccups or nonsense making stuff like this or any other. A few short words for me. If you guys may know me, I recently did a big Devastator custom. That's where I also was spoiled by the individually articulated fingers. I got this third-party set for him with those articulated hands, and I did so many things on him, and I also repainted the hands. I thought the hands would suffice for me, but unfortunately they didn't. There were holes in long holes loading area, and I just wanted to do something else, so I ordered that set. And after getting those hands assembled, I thought, man, maybe third party is the way to go. So I mainly collected Hasbro Takara's Masterpiece line beforehand. There was a little pause on this because they recently released Optimus Primal, and Inferno is just out, so I got this guy before anything else, I meant. So yeah, that's a first for me. I must say the build quality on this is extremely cool. Right out of the box, you just see the extremely well made plastic. The soft ratchets in the shoulders are extremely awesome. Everything clicks right where it's supposed to click. The joints themselves are extremely stable, but like more from a really stable standpoint and not from the, oh, we still got some paint there sticking. So yeah, this is a very pleasant surprise. I was a little anxious when I transformed him the first time around, because I really thought I could break something, but no way. That is a very, very, very sturdy built toy, to say it like that, because it's 16 plus, so it's not really a toy. This is actually very adult collected, or more like adult oriented collectible. So yeah, what is to say about that? The chest opens up. There are like rocket launchers built in there, and you can actually remove those pieces. Those are very nice. Extremely clean painted pieces in there. You can actually put his Power Master partners, or more old G1 guys will know, of course, it's Mega and Geiger, and the man is actually Geiger. And maybe this is a place also for MMC's upgrade kit to put a more Power Master style pieces to this guy, because originally he wasn't that sentient. So yeah, those are really nice. I like the look of those. Let's close this up. You got a small gun hidden in the abdomen on the right side from his viewpoint. Very easy to slide out, but also firm and sturdy. I heard some people had problems popping this back in. I didn't, maybe because I read a few words on Transformers World 2005 boards while ghosting around there. In case you're wondering why ghosting, because 2 mail addresses of mine won't work with the site, and I didn't have the actual muse to do it a third time, so excuse me. Popping this back in and to keep it back there is no problem at all. Also popping these out and popping this back in, everything works very well. As you already see, I have a Decepticon symbol on his, let's call it a belt buckle, and also on the front of his shield, as you can see here, shivering a little bit, and also on his forearms here. Hope you see this. Yeah, I think you should see this. Of course, they're by the Excellent Ocean Designs. Like those very much. It's my first set. They have silver back, they have clear back, they have clear back metal engraved like this ones, which like gives them almost a chrome purple feel. Very, very cool, easy to apply. If you have done any model work beforehand, like I don't know, building trucks or cars, when you're almost finished and doing the decals, you should have absolutely no problem with those. Very cool to apply. Once they stick, man, do they stick. It's really the case with those. And they are also very durable. I got with my fingernail on those. They really pack a punch. That's no problem whatsoever. So I don't know. Let's get a really quick view around, especially also the fingers. I was talking so long about the fingers. I think I should show them a little bit. Each of the fingers have 3 points of articulation. No swivel to the sides, I mean. Also no ball joint. But that doesn't matter. The overall build quality and how the articulation works on this. If you do something like this, more like a lordy stuff, I don't know, this looks extremely realistic. So that only the thumb has a ball joint is no problem on there for me. I like the build quality very much. The head sculpt is formidable, if you ask me. Let me show this very short. Yeah, that's more like it. Very nice, very nice. There's also metallic red in there. Very cool. I like this guy very much. This is actually quite a genius piece, I have to say. And the most genius part actually is, for me, maybe some guys know I'm working in a very technical profession, and the shoulder pylons which transform to the turbines are the really genius part. They turn extremely well in many directions around themselves and later transform to the turbines in his jet mode. In one constellation in the pure jet mode and one constellation in the combined mode. Also, I will not tackle the stationary mode because I didn't. Yeah, it doesn't interest me that much, I have to say, and this one just doesn't have a station mode. So let's continue here with the features. He has working treads. You should see here everything works extremely well in there. Like I said, please excuse the first mock-up for this review. I need to get a tripod, I need to get a distant execution or something like that. I hope I translated this correctly. So yeah, quick turnaround. This is actually the backpack, which can be quite frustrating to transform. You need to slide it down to get it to well, not to open up, but to actually transform the head back to get this behind. So you can get the arms in the actual jet nose mode. So yeah, let's tackle a bit of the articulation before we come to the transformation. You get a pretty good 90-degree bend at the elbow with a full 360-degree turning at the wrist. Like I said, all fingers are equally and individually articulated. Let's get this down. The shoulder actually moves out of the way in any way, kind of like you want when you try to pulse the arm. When you get the actual shoulder out of the way, you could turn the whole arm a full 360 degrees. The head is on a very free movable, I say, double joint, and also a point joint in there. Of course you get the exchangeable head sculpt, which is pretty easy to get out. There's a I would say stainless steel screw in there, which should hold it pretty well. Is the ball joint, you need to split them apart, and then you can put it on there. Of course, this is with the nice smile with the luscious lips. Looks very well, I guess. Yeah, like I said, the joints overall are very stiff, very stable. The arms also can turn outward very wide. Do not worry about the knacking, this is all just the ratchets. Very safe, everything. Of course you can turn at the waist, 360 degree also, which is also a factor in the transformation. Back here you also see the excellent landing gear, very nice. So you can get quite a few very cool poses out of them, I guess. Of course, do not forget the legs. The legs are, or the knees are double jointed, as you see here. Of course they are hindered a bit by this, but you can get actually over 90-degree angle, which is pretty cool. It gets a little bit unnatural in the knee area if you do this actually, but if you want to have certain poses, you can actually have them. Due to transformation, the foot also has an extremely well amount of articulation, extremely well ankle and heel pivot, and also a pivot in the whole foot. So of course the leg can turn at this, but because this is actually plugged in here, like I also already, I think I mentioned that, and I guess you guys already saw this elsewhere too. The leg split apart from the main body becomes tanked together with this extremely cool rifle. You can turn this below, so you can hold this here, or you can turn this up for tank mode. Because I want to transform them shortly, you can split these two apart. Then you get transform this downward, put this back in here, and this is actually the tank turret mode. So without further ado, let's get them transformed. So first, if you want to do this, you gotta split apart the legs. Put this here like this. Then you have the actual main body with the thrusters here, which also are his thigh joints. Very nice ratchet in there, very hard. I don't know, like steering thrusters up here, very cool. Let's put this to the side for now. So what you want to do with this is straighten out the feet, otherwise it could get in the way of these parts. Like I said, the treads are all completely freely movable, very cool, I love this, extremely well done. So you open this up, straighten the leg out, put this in here, very narrow everything, but it fits, no problem right here. Close this back up, open this up, turn this around, and align this like this, put this in here, all well. So you have the connectors here, 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 and here. Like, I guess if I'm not wrong, those and those will come together with parts below here. We'll show this shortly. So let's combine the feet, like this, shin and front leg guards down. This is the first part. Let's put this here. On the other side, the same way. Come on, open this up, straighten the leg out, put this down, close this up, turn this around, align this again, press it down. Here you have the connectors again. See that the foot is again straightened out. You can just close it up, close those down, excuse me, and then you have the second part. Now the magic happens. You take these plugs and put them in here. See that these align in here. Then you can put the little plug in here, straightens it out, so this is kind of like closed. Same with this. Plug this in here, excuse me, like this. Align everything. It all comes together quite automatically. So here you have the actual tank mode. Looks very nice if you ask me. Get a little bit closer. That's very nice, I guess. The barrel doesn't turn, but that doesn't matter. So let's come to the articulation of this. There's not much that can be said. This still turns free totally. Very cool. This is still articulated, but this doesn't make any sense. Normally he has kind of like, I don't know, let's call it armor plates up here where the Decepticon symbol is on. So my tank mode has no Decepticon symbol, but this doesn't make any sense from my point either, since he's the deserter. You can open these up and you can actually get these old Power Master partners, Mega and Geiger, in there. So let's close this down. So this is tank mode. Very nice. Let's come to his main body and the chest. So yeah, please excuse the cut. I had a few technical problems. I don't know, kind of the recording function decided, no, you don't want to record. Okay, cool. What I already did was open up the arms, make the fist flush like this, fold them in, close this up. This is double jointed. Make sure you put this in here. It won't actually clip anywhere, but it will sit very securely in this. So make sure you have these two spikes in this constellation. Then a pretty hard part is to actually get the backpack down. I heard that an easier way is to fold out the wings. So let's do that. This is supposed to be way easier. So, and since we're doing the jet mode, I guess this is okay. So there we go. That was this. So then you take the head, put it into the neck really wide, get this out like this. Then you make sure the shoulder pads are out there like so. So you can, let me check quickly, you can put those to the front and those also. There are connectors up here. You need to have these up here. Make sure you turn these around like so. So yeah, got it now. This needs to clip in below. This clips in here, and then you make sure that in there the little joint, yeah, that one, that this collapses into itself, and then this needs to so excuse a pretty rough cut. One thing you absolutely need to make sure, because otherwise the transformation will get quite frustrating, is that you really need to see how you position and turn the arms. Make sure the arms look like this, with this kind of trapezium part to the outside with those slots and holes here. This is also pretty important to plug in the canopy piece, the upper part of this, and also these pieces here also. So let's line this up pretty quickly like this. So we can clip this in. You can clip the lower parts in. It really just is all, or it's all coming down to getting the arms into the correct position so you can plug everything in the way it's supposed to be, like this. I now had to spend like 10 minutes on this. All the other parts are actually pretty easy. You attach the swords to the sides like this, turn this around, clip this in here. Same on the other side. Put this in here, put this. On the plug here, put this out, clip this in here. So that's almost everything and the tricky part, but let's come to another. The actual thrusters, which will in the end sit somewhere like this. So first you need to pull this out. This is extremely important. Make sure that, wait a second, these parts are turned like this. Very, very important. So then you can do it like this. The actual turbine part, when pulled out, will actually fold in to a small half circle formed part in there. Then you can fold this around like this, align these anew. You can keep these in here for the time being, not too important for now. So then you can do it like this. Make sure you get these parts behind like this. So then you can pull a turbine and you can do with a, so that you have everything aligned like this. Make also sure that you plug in the little pin below this white part into the turbine part. So then you can snap in this little piece right here into the plug in here, like so. And that's how you do the actual turbine. So I will try to do this on this side on camera actually. Make sure to pull this out. Like I said, please don't hesitate to use force. You really need force for this piece. So align this in here, put this onto here, slide these circle U-formed parts into place, clip in the little turbine, clip into the upper part, align everything back up like this. Hope you saw it, how everything clicked in place. Make sure to have these on the inner side, and then the little clip piece in here again onto this. Those are the turbines. Schwere Geburt, how we used to say in German. Like hard birth. Yeah, that's a real hard birth. That's it. Very good. So onto the wings. You pull those out, fold them around like so. make sure to brake a little, really not completely brake, but use force, really use force. You need force for this, otherwise this piece really will fuck you up. See? It will actually plug into the holding mechanisms for the turbine of the whole shoulder joint. So make sure you bend this around. Fold this together like so. In here, done. Then you put out this little turbine part and this kind of ventilation shaft. Fold this around together, and you can actually, oh, also one other thing, use the app crunch. Yes, Overlord has an actual app crunch, like this, to turn around the waist, so you have the actual landing gear, of course, below. So same on the other side. You take the wings, fold them around like so, get it in here. This can happen once in a while. Just plug it back in, and this in there, and then you continue to put this in here. Again, can never stretch it enough. Make sure to use some force. Do that too much. I hope you heard the snagging sound. This is how the turbine or generator, it kind of looks like generator fins in here, snapped into the holding mechanisms of the turbine. So again, make sure to clap this together, this onto the front, unplug the turbine part, the ventilation part, put this down, and then you can also secure that. You have in here, I hope you see this, guys, you have a small piece that holds this in place. There goes the canopy. Same on this side. These fins can also turn up. So then you can put out the landing gear, align the back to the other parts, put out the other part of the landing gear, and then you have the actual jet mode. Which is very cool. It's very well done. Once you have everything, it actually works very well. It's a hard transformation, but it sure is worth it. So, please excuse me, I was contemplating to show you the combined mode, but I will actually do this. So, for this, you will unplug this, open up the, let's call them turbine generators, I think that's okay. On this, in there, then you can do it like this, fold this like so, below like this. This will clip in extremely well. Very cool mechanism, works a charm. So close this up. Make sure you take the little fins out here. You no longer need the landing gear. This will actually be covered by the tank treads. Same here, like this. Little force. Pull this out, turn this around, straighten this up, Put this in here, straighten this out, do it like this, everything already in place. Close it up so it looks like this, and don't forget to pull out the little connector ports. So that's this. Now we split apart the tank. We actually hold this all together. Here comes an interesting part I just saw, I don't know, like at Bobby's skull face. So you have these connectors in here. This will actually plug into the little fins in the turbine I just showed you guys. So you can secure it further by pulling out this. I forgot those the last couple of times I combined him. So you can take this connection than I thought. So this in here, those in there, and the small part I just showed you just connects by itself. Very cool. So you can take the turret, this out, fold this around, close it up, make sure it clips in all the way, so you can close this up completely like this. Then you can put this into the connector here like so, pull out the little connector, straighten it out like so, take the combined mode so far, put this in here, put it together, and there you have an extremely cool combined mode, if you ask me. Please excuse me, let me show you the first mock-up of this review here. Very crude, but nevertheless I wanted to do this and I did, so what the hell. So yeah, I will close this now on this point. I think for a first it's okay. I think I can perfection it very much so, but I hope you guys liked it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't fear, there will be a tripod coming, there will be a distant executioner for the camera be in house, and I don't know. I will perfect this surely, but for now, thank you very much. Hope you had a good time. I did. It was a bit frustrating, but it's a first, so for now, have a good day, a great new week. Take care.